208 sworn police officers and 6 civilians assigned to East District, we would like to extend our sympathy and condolences to the family of Officer Breanne Leath. I speak for the officers on East District when I say that a number of emotions come to mind as we process the death of our beloved coworker. I've had about a week to sit back and think about what I would say today, and I came to the realization that I, along with a few of her academy classmates, were present on her first day as a member of the 16th recruit class, and with her, directly with her, on her last day, on her last police run. So let me start by taking us all back to her first week on the job with IMPD. Recruit Officer Breanne Leath was sworn in as a member of the 16th recruit class on December 18th, 2017, and I was the Assistant Training Commander for the IMPD Academy. What Breanne didn't know on this day was that I knew her parents. Her mother, Jenny, was our East District late shift control operator, and her father, Tom, was a longtime member of the Marion County Sheriff's Office. One of the first homework assignments for Breanne was to write an autobiography of herself. I'm not sure if her family has ever read this, but I wanted everyone at the Motor Speedway and the hundreds of thousands of people streaming this event live to hear directly from Breanne today. She writes, "My name is Breanne Rochelle Leath. I was born December 30th, 1995 in Fort Stewart, Georgia. My father was active duty Army and was stationed in Fort Stewart, Georgia at the time. I was born in Wynn Army Hospital. 1 year after I was born, my father got out of the Army and my family moved back to Indianapolis, which is where they lived before my time. I have lived in the great city of Indianapolis since then, and I received all my education from Southport." Throughout this autobiography, she goes on to explain her military service and getting back to Indianapolis and taking a job with Amazon. She continues, "Shortly thereafter, I became pregnant and gave birth to my beautiful baby boy, Zane. He was born October 15th, 2016. My son is little over 1 year old right now, and has absolutely changed my life for the better." We asked them as recruits to explain why they chose IMPD as a police department to work for. Breanne writes, "My father became a police officer with Marion County when I was 4 years old. I remember back to when I was 7 years old. My father came home in his uniform and told me and my 2 other sisters to get dressed and come outside. Eagerly, I get dressed and ran outside to see him sitting in his police car with the door open. As my sisters and I approach his police car, he turns the lights and sirens on. From that moment on, I knew that I wanted to be a police officer. I have strived to accomplish all stepping stones necessary to become a police officer. I have had the honor of being able to grow up in law enforcement. My mother is a control operator and she works directly with IMPD. I have also heard millions of stories about her jobs, but from every story there has always been one constant. My mother loves the officers she works with. I have learned from the control operating side how frustrating officers can be and that it is to be expected at all times due to stress, but she has always bragged about the officers she works with. My father has proven multiple times that he is an understanding and merciful police officer. Witnessing him de-escalate tense situations and be an amazing problem solver. With the knowledge I have grasped from both of my parents, I feel like IMPD is the absolute perfect fit for me. IMPD is such an understanding, hardworking, problem-solving, community-leading department. I chose to be with IMPD because I see the qualities and more of the very 2 people I look up to, my parents. I hope this gives everyone a little insight into the character and determination that Breanne embodied to become the best officer she could be. One of my first interactions with Breanne was in the first few weeks of the police academy. In order to give insight to the first few weeks of the academy, I need to explain the dynamics of the staff and recruit interactions during this time. Most of the interactions are direct and stern, with specific instructions being given to the recruit, with the expectation of the recruit carrying out the order. The academy staff isn't always nice, nor do we have smiles on our faces, and the recruits do not have the opportunity to see the staff as anything other than a boss. During this time of the academy phase, recruits are stressed and overwhelmed, balancing job expectations and personal lives. Some recruits reach their breaking point during this time and break down and cry. Some quit the job, and others do what they need to do to get by. So as I walk out of the recruit classroom, I see Recruit Officer Leith struggling to make it to the gym on time because she had to get all of her stuff together. So here I am, the second in command of the IMPD Training Academy, talking one-on-one with a recruit. I'm guessing her stress level shot through the roof as I approached her. She addressed me with the proper rank and courtesy, as we instruct our recruits to do. I asked her if she was ever heard of the analogy of a swan. She replied negative. I told her to imagine a swan swimming on a pond. Swans are graceful, beautiful, and look at peace as they go about their day. However, what people don't see is the swan's feet paddling like crazy below the surface to stay afloat. Much to my surprise, Brianne broke down and began to cry. I panicked and froze because as a father and a husband, I never want to make anybody cry. Not knowing what to say, I explained to her that I knew her parents and promised them that I would look out for her. I said this wasn't a free pass, and I expected her to work hard to make her parents proud. Knowing she was going to be late for her next class, I told her to blame me and explained to the next instructor that she was talking to me. I tried to fulfill my promise to her parents that I would always look out for her. So you're probably asking, how is this story relevant to Brianne? A swan is a symbol of grace, devotion, purity, peace, partnership, elegance, and I could go on and on. Combining the elements of air and water, symbolizing eternal life. For those of you that knew Brianne well, I hope you see the connection between her and the swan. Her smile, beauty, and happy demeanor lit up the room, and she always looked so at ease and peace with the world. But inside, she hid from other people's views how hard she had to work as a single mom to balance a full-time job on middle shift while raising a son, with dreams of watching him grow up and become a man. I hope Brianne knew how many people admired her for her poise and respected her for her work ethic while she worked with us on IMPD East District. As the East District Commander, I have authorized the retiring of Middle Shift Unit Number 231. Officer Brianne Leith will forever be memorialized as Baker 231. Her name will remain on our daily work slates in honor of her death and as a reminder for new officers of her sacrifice for this community. My hope is for new officers coming to the shift to learn from her coworkers of the positive influence and caring attitude that she possessed at work. To my East District family, I know that all of us are hurting with the murder of our coworker, Brianne Leith. For many of you, this will take some time for you to process. Understand and move forward with your professional responsibilities. I have been amazed at how much this district and Middle Shift specifically have rallied around each other and comforted each other during this tragedy. I challenge each of you to embody the characteristics and qualities that Brianne brought to our district. Show compassion and genuine concern for our citizens. Laugh, smile, and enjoy life. Create silly TikTok videos to humanize the badge. Most importantly, love and kiss your family because it may be the last time you get to see them. To the citizens of Indianapolis and throughout the state of Indiana and nation, thank you for the outpouring of support for our fallen sister. While social distancing has not allowed us to interact as much lately, we truly appreciate your words acts of kindness, and genuine concern for our well-being. And lastly, to the community, I will say that IMPD, we have not always given you our best. However, we strive to be our best in every situation. But I can assure you, we lost one of our best in Breanne Leith. To the Leith family, thank you for sharing Breanne with us and supporting her dream of being a police officer. Tom and Jennifer, thank you for raising a strong, dedicated, professional, but sharp-tongued daughter. Breanne was part of our family, and all of IMPD grieves with you and will always be here to support you in any way we can. Last but not least, to Zane, I hope when you get older, you get the opportunity to watch this ceremony for your mommy. She touched the lives of so many people, and I want you to know that she died as a hero. She bragged about you and loved you with all her heart. While this is not fair that you were robbed of growing up with your mommy, I sincerely hope that this community wraps its arms around your family and donates money to the charity set up in your honor. Thank you to the family for allowing me to speak today. IMPD Officer Breanne Leith, Baker 231, December 18th, 2017 to April 9th, 2020. You will always be remembered. Rest easy. We will take it from here.